Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku was the strongest persona user of Phantom Thieves of Hearts in UA Movie 1. Before we start, please go support Silver Lion 12k for writing that awesome fanfic. Izuku Sakura, a strong persona user, gets a visit from his old team the Phantom Thieves, which causes UA to realize that they've had a legendary hero among them. Chapter 1 Reunion. Class 1A had undergone rigorous training which was needed since the League of Villains had attacked them multiple times. With the help of Izuku Sakura, who was highly knowledgeable and a tactical genius, he made extensive notes on his classmates' quirks and how to improve them. Many of Class 1A had realized something important, although they'd been through hellish moments in their lives, but it all occurred to them that they don't really know much about Sakura-san. Momo, has anybody seen Sakura-san today? Class 1A, no. As everyone else had answered the vice class rep in unison, they heard the elevator ding. Out of it was Izuku as he waned. Izuku, good morning everyone. Kaminari, dude, it's almost noon, what happened? Izuku, sorry, I had trouble falling asleep. Although what Izuku said was a lie, inside he was excited because his friends/family was coming from Yonjin Jaya. It would be a year since he had last seen the rest of the Phantom Thieves squad. Ren Amamiya aka Joker had informed Izuku that everyone had gotten time off and would be able to drop by for a visit. Their reunion would be one for the books. Izuku had brotherly bonds with Ren, Ruji, Yusuke and Morgana. Although he'd love to see the guys again, the one person he's dying to see is Queen, his beautiful girlfriend. Izuku got a text from the group chat telling him that they'll be arriving in 2 hours. It got him really excited and quickly pocketed his phone. The class noticed this, but before they could ask, Izuku, hey, is there any coffee left? Momo, there should still be some, but it's probably lukewarm. Izuku felt the pot, and it indeed was lukewarm, so he grabbed it and drank all that was left. Izuku, listen, I'll be back. I gotta pick something up from my mom's house. I'll be back and I'll cook lunch today, so don't worry. I'll need more ingredients than we have. Can someone ask Lunch Rush for ingredients to make curry? After letting his classmates know, he took off back to his room like a madman on a mission. While everyone was confused as to why he was so happy, before anyone could say anything, just as quick as he left, he came back dressed up. All the girls were a blushing mess as Izuku came down wearing a black button-up with khaki jeans and black boots. Upon getting off the elevator, he ran out of the dorms like a speeding bullet. After a minute, everyone began to talk about what just happened. Kaminari, I know we haven't all really known Sakura-san on a close level, but have you guys noticed the ring on his left ring finger? Ida, I asked if he was married, but his response was not yet. Shoot, could he be married and not be able to say anything since it might be a quirk marriage? Momo, could he be married? Ochako, when I asked to hang out with him, just the two of us, he said he can't, but when Ida or someone else's is with us, he joins in. Kirishima, it may not be a wedding ring, but it could be a promise ring. Kirishima said as he continued to curl his dumbbells. It wasn't until he looked up and saw everyone stare at him. What? He asked in confusion. Siro, but Kuga, didn't you go to school with him? Katsuki, I did, but we were in the same third-year class he transferred into, but other than that I don't know much about him. All I know is that my mom and his mom were childhood friends. With Izuku. When Izuku stopped running upon reaching his mom's home, he fixed himself and knocked on her door. Inko, Izu, it's good to see you, and it's a surprise visit now. Where is my precious grandbaby? Izuku, hey mom, Arie is with Mandalay and her nephew Kota at Disneyland. I came to pick up something I left in my old room. Inko, you mean this gift from Makoto? Izuku, yeah, I hope she'll love it. Inko, I know she will. I also want you to take your keys. I bet it will be fun to take her on a date on that. Izuku, thanks mom, you're the greatest. Meanwhile, with the Phantom Thieves. Ruji, Ren, did you tell Zuko the wrong time we'd arrive? Ren, yes I did. I know how you all want to see how surprised he is. Haru, I can't wait to see him again. I know we're all still in contact, but even after a year a lot can change. And remember how he said he'd make a big splash for his hero career? I've kept every newspaper article about Izu. Yusuke, I hope to see how his artistic vision has grown. Futaba, well, we all know who's the most excited person to see Izuku. They all stare at Makoto, who is staring at her promise ring that Izuku gifted her during their time in high school. She never took it off after she was given the ring. The Phantom Thieves had finished their break from driving and continued on the road. It would only be 10 more minutes until their reunion. Just as soon as they finished from the driving break, Yue was already in their sights. Ruji, for real, this school is effing big. Futaba, from what I've learned, Yue has a high security system, but maybe we can spot a teacher who can help us. As Makoto parked the camper, Ruji had been keeping an eye out for a potential staff member. Ruji, isn't that All Might? Ruji shouted as All Might himself had turned around and saw the group of young adults look at him suddenly and smacked Ruji in the back of his head. And don't cause a scene. Sorry, All Might, we're here to visit a friend, but we don't want to be seen as trespassers. I see, let me call it in then. Before All Might could call in to Nizu, an announcement was made by Nizu. Nizu, to our visitors, please drive toward the gates so that you may be scanned and given visitor passes. As Makoto slowly drove to the front gate, an infrared laser scanned them all and granted them visitor passes. Upon being directed to the dorms, they all hopped out as All Might, Aizawa, Nizu and Class 1A introduced themselves. Nizu, I hear you're here to visit a student of mine. Before Ruji could answer with anything, Ren had stepped forward to speak on behalf of them all. Ren, yes sir, we're here to see Izuku Sakura. Suddenly a familiar song that the Phantom Thieves had written with Izuku was heard being blasted from a long-range distance. Upon Izuku Sakura's arrival, he was riding a candy apple red Suzuki Boulevard motorcycle. Izuku, I'm home. Izuku said as he had greeted his Phantom Thief family, and his Yue family were present, knowing he had plenty to explain. Chapter 2: Introduction of the Team. As everyone saw a red motorcycle pull up to the dorms, the rider had taken his helmet off, and they all saw Izuku get off and fix himself up. Izuku, I'm home. Before any of the Phantom Thief members could rush him, they were all beaten by Makoto, who clung to him as if he was gonna vanish. One thing many members of Class 1A noticed was a ring that the brunette was wearing. It seemed to be similar to Izuku's in color. Before any one of Izuku's classmates could ask who she was, they got their answer when they saw him and the girl who clung to him share a passionate kiss, but that was soon interrupted when sounds of cameras were going off. Both Izuku and Makoto broke off their kiss only to see Ren and Ruji, Haru and Futaba taking pictures of this moment. After an awkward moment of silence, the Phantom Thieves began to laugh. It was just like old times. Then Izuku began to hug every member of his old team. Aizawa, problem child, can you explain who they are? Izuku, sorry, and sure, they are my old friends from high school. We all attended Shujin Academy. All Might, Aizawa, Class 1A and Nizu were in shock because Shujin was considered the worst school due to sexual harassment and an attempted suicide that occurred during the school year. Ida, how did you all survive the rumors about your school? And they weren't rumors, they were true. It was a living hell. Izuku, we'll talk about it when we get inside. Ren, help me make the curry and coffee. Ren on it. As everyone began to walk towards the dorm, one of Yue's girls heard a subtle difference in sound. It was none other than Kyokujiro. Jiro, wait, did one of you guys get hurt on the way here? Ren and Yusuke Futaba. Makoto, no. Ruji looked nervous but just said, it's something that needs to be explained inside. He said in a somber tone, and all members of the Phantom Thieves knew that everyone was gonna listen to their stories. As he rejoined the Phantom Thieves up in front of everyone, the collective thought of the others was, what exactly did they go through? Just as Izuku promised, he began to cook curry for lunch and make coffee. The aroma was something that brought everyone out of their stupor and made them go inside of the dorm. Ren had passed out coffee while Izuku was making the curry. Izuku walked out, leaving the curry on low heat. Izuku, allow me to introduce everyone here. Izuku, I'd like you all to meet Ruji Sakamoto, Ren Amamiya, and Takamaki, Yusuke Kitagawa, Haru Okamura, Futaba Sakura, my beautiful girlfriend Makoto Naijima, and lastly our cat Morgana. After they all became acquainted with one another, more questions arose since they all seemed to have different personalities, but they had a bond that seemed unbreakable. Nizu, how did you come to meet your friend Sakura-san? Izuku, it all started when my mother got transferred to work at another hospital that was short-staffed. We moved in with my grandpa Izuku Sakura since there wasn't enough room due to my mom's adopted sister still living there. Grandpa let me live above his cafe called LeBlanc. Aizawa, wait, you lived in an attic? Izuku, yeah, there was a bed, a couple windows, a desk, and a couch. Kirishima, damn, sounds like the best bachelor pad. Ren, it definitely was. Izuku, after taking the Shujin entrance exam I was able to get in, but 3 months before school started I met Rin. Rin, I was falsely accused of assault for protecting a woman. I ended up with a criminal record causing me to be expelled from my old school and sent to Shujin for 2 years. I know it was only 1, but I'm trying to keep that gang together for a longer time frame. Katsuki, that's bullshit. Phantom Thieves, we know. Rin, so Gyro was kind enough to let me be roommates with his grandson, and we formed a brotherly bond. Izuku, then when school started it would change our lives forever. Nizu, it seems my assumption was correct. Upon scanning your vehicle I also received your information records and connections to the events of the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, where all of you including young Sakura were all present, or had a form of involvement. Aizawa, Nizu, you aren't saying that they are the legendary Phantom Thieves? They practically vanished off the face of the earth. Izuku, well, I guess the secret is out. Nizu is the most intelligent person in the world. Care to do the honors, leader? Ren, sure, for old time's sake, it's showtime. Phantom Thieves persona. Everyone was in awe. A legendary team like the Phantom Thieves stood before them. 1A, is that a monster cat? Mona, why do they always call me that? Where's young Sakura? Izuku, I'm right here. Everyone's attention went to Izuku. His attire appeared to represent that of a royal guard. Then all Phantom Thief members had gone back to their original clothes. Aizawa, it's no wonder you're so much more advanced in hero tactics than the rest of the class. Ren, Izuku, I think the curry is done by now. The two had left to grab food and coffee refills for everyone while the atmosphere was still a bit awkward, but Queen just had to ask something important. Makoto, so I have to ask, where does Izuku stand here academically? The rest of the Phantom Thieves dropped anime style asking that sort of question while Katsuki asked, what are you, his mother? Although Makoto ignored that comment, Aizawa answered. Aizawa, problem child, is at the top of the class and had beaten All Might's entrance exam record. Ruji, no effin' way, even here he's considered the best of the best. Do you mean even in high school he was at the top of the class? And he even helped all of us study. Yusuke, even though I attended a different school he also assisted me in my studies. Kirishima, what school did you go to, Yusuke? Yusuke, I went to Kozai High. I was attending their art program where they paid for my schooling in dorms so long as I brought results. Before anyone could know more about the other Phantom Thieves, Izuku and Ren had brought food and coffee refills for everyone. Izuku, alright, everyone tried the curry first. As everyone took a spoonful of curry they enjoyed the food, wondering how someone created something this flavorful. Ren, now have a sip of the coffee to whiz it down. Just as everyone had done as Rin said, their taste buds were on a new level. Many who were not coffee drinkers had loved the coffee. It wasn't too bitter, nor too sweet. After everyone finished eating they asked for seconds. Chapter 3, Phantom Thieves Assemble. Once the groups had finished their meals and coffee they were all ready to learn more about every member of the Phantom Thieves. Ruji himself was a bit nervous but knew that he'd have to share about himself. Jiro noticed that Ruji was looking a bit squirmish. Jiro, Sakamoto-san, are you okay? Ruji, oh yeah, I'm fine. Izuku, hey bro, we're right here. That hitch ain't ever getting near you again, I swear on my life. Izuku had never uttered a swear word around his classmates of UA, but they all got worried when he did because it might have brought back painful memories for Ruji. Ruji, for this story you all have to know that Ann and I knew each other from middle school. Ruji POV. It's only been a few days since the school year started. I met two new friends named Izuku and Rin. Suddenly I began to hear rumors of my new friend Rin that he has an assault charge on his record. That didn't seem right since he seemed like a great guy. Suddenly we were told the famous alumni was going to join the teaching staff here. It was none other than Olympic volleyball champion Suguru Kamoshida. I honestly thought he'd be cool guy to have as a teacher, but every time I saw him he would give a look of disgust to any athletic team that wasn't part of the volleyball team. Ryuji POV end. Ryuji. Kamoshida began looking into every student's record trying to find something to incriminate them with, but when he found out I was raised in a single-parent household he immediately verbally assaulted me. I broke that hitch's nose, but he called it self-defense. The members of UA staff and 1A couldn't believe that any school would allow this kind of behavior. Ryuji. Since I stood up to him, that bastard physically abused every member of the track and field team until we were all exhausted. He's the reason why our track and field coach was fired after he learned about the sexual abuse to the female volleyball team and threatened to expose him. And that disgusting pig blackmailed me into being his girlfriend if I didn't do what he said. My best friend Shiho would be removed from her starting position on the volleyball team. Rin. He was the one who forced a student to leak my criminal record to the entire school. Niza knew humans were evil due to the people who experimented on him, but this level of wickedness was something that had his blood being to boil. And the worst part is still to come. 1A, what happened? And my best friend Shiho was sexually assaulted by him when I refused to meet with him. The next day at school when classes were in session, someone spotted Shiho on the roof, and she jumped. This memory was something that always stuck with the Phantom Thieves. A girl's innocence was taken by a selfish piece of shit. Suddenly 3 simultaneous cracks could be heard. They looked at Nizu, Aizawa and All Might. The 3 had punched holes in the walls of 1A's dorms. Katsuki. Wait, so this hussy base motherbucker wasn't getting his way and raped a girl. Why the buck wasn't the principal doing shit about this? Izuku. It's because he was a former Olympic champion, and since Shujin Academy was his alma mater, the principal didn't want to drag his name through the mud. The female students wept for the misfortune that befell the Phantom Thieves. All Might looked as if he was blaming himself. He was the symbol of peace, but they didn't have any heroes to keep peace in the area. Niza. Miss Takamaki, what is the situation on your friend? He asked in a somber tone, hopefully that the young girl didn't die, since the story of the Phantom Thieves is pushing him to heart-breaking levels. And she's okay, she was in a coma after hitting the ground. This memory haunts, and the most because her best friend almost ended her life. Kirishima. How did you make that bucker confess? Rin. We did it by using the Meta NAV. It was an app that randomly was installed on our phones that let us enter into the palaces of the one whose desires are too strong. Denki, palace? Izuku. Yeah, Kamoshida thought of the school as his castle where he could do what he pleased. His palace was in the form of a castle. Rin. We confronted him in the PE teacher's office. When he was angry that we questioned him, he threatened to expel us. Izuku. After leaving the office, we used the Meta NAV and began to make our way through the palace. There we got captured, and that's where Rin was able to activate his persona. Ryuji. After Rin got his persona, we were in the dungeon of Kamoshida's palace, where we found Mona and all volleyball team members being tortured. Izuku. After escaping the first time, we decided to form a plan to take down Shadow Kamoshida. The second time we visited the palace is when Ryuji and I awoke our personas. And I noticed that those 3 were hanging out more often. I followed them and ended up in the Metaverse. After getting caught by Shadow Kamoshida, I couldn't ever allow myself to fall victim again, and with that I was able to awaken my persona. Izuku. After defeating Shadow Kamoshida, we were able to steal his palace treasure and make him confess. Tokoyami. What was his treasure? And it was his Olympic gold medal. Rin. He couldn't let go of his past glory, so that item was what fueled his desires. Izuku. Although he kept his real medal, the one from his cognition was just as real, and we sold it so we could celebrate our victory. Niza. I see. I'd love to hear more sometime tomorrow. It's almost around dinner time. Everyone saw how late it had gotten after hearing this story, so they were all hungry again. Izuku. How about we order pizza? All yeah? Guys, meat lovers pizza. Girls, veggie pizzas. While the students enjoyed their time with the Phantom Thieves, Niza made calls to have heroes patrol Yonjin Jaya and for trusted police officers clear out their crooked cops. Chapter 4. As the night was drawing closer, everyone from 1A and Phantom Thieves were bonding as if they had gone to school with each other. Izuku was happy both groups of his friends were getting along. Momo. Do you all have sleeping arrangements? Rin, the camper has enough room for us to sleep comfortably. Nizu, nonsense, there's extra futons and you're all more than welcome to sleep in the common room here. Now if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to. Nizu, Aizawa and All Might had left, leaving all the young adults to be on their own. Izuku, hey Yaoyorozu, can you please show the girls where they can find the bathroom, please? I'll show the guys where the men's bathroom is. Tokoemi, Shoji, and I will grab the extra futons. Said duo had gone upstairs to one of the storage closets to grab some extra beds. Ren, can you bring down just 4 Haru and I can share, then Ruji and then can share 1, and lastly Yusuke and Futaba can share 1. Without a doubt Izuku is gonna share 1 with Makoto. Izuku, wait, rewind. Ren thought for a second, then it hit him, the bets they made about who would end up with who. Izuku, Ren, pay me sucker you too, Ruji. Ruji, you had to remind him, didn't you, leader? And what do you mean, Izuku? Izuku, okay, long story short, I bet Ren that Ruji and you would end up together. Then I'd bet Ruji that Ren would confess to Haru, but Ruji listed off every girl we knew as Ren's potential lady, but he was wrong. Plus my wildcard bet hit with Futaba and Yusuke getting together. Ren/Ruji, damn it. The two guys had taken their wallets and paid Izuku the agreed amount of $100, but due to the wildcard bet it was doubled to $200 from each of them. With that being explained, the girls followed Yaoyorozu to the bathroom in order to get into more comfortable clothes. The girls changed, and when they were done, Momo noticed Makoto's choice of pajamas, which was a limited drop of Butchamaru-kun merch. Momo, are you also a Butchamaru-kun fan? Momo asked with a very bubbly personality, as she began to realize that she was beginning to ramble. Momo, sorry, I didn't think I would meet another fan of Butchamaru-kun. Makoto, I bought these when I heard the company who made the merch was going to release new Butchamaru-kun products. Momo, if you'd like come see my collection, I get all the new products before they're released since my grandpa gifted the license to my dad. Makoto, wait, your grandpa was the owner of Butchamaru-kun? Momo, not just owner but the creator as well. Makoto was in shock since she is currently meeting the granddaughter of the person who created Butchamaru-kun. The two began to geek out over the stuffed panda. It wasn't until the other girls all had smirks as they witnessed two fangirls interact. Jiro, go on with your conversation, we can wait. The two girls blushed in embarrassment, but had gotten over the feeling pretty quickly. When they returned, the futons were ready, but Izuku was still not back. He had gone to get changed. With Izuku. Izuku had finally gotten dressed in his comfortable clothes while he begins to think. I hope Meiko won't kill me. Izuku thought to himself while he slid his arm into the compression band due to the damaged nerves from incorrectly using OFA. Before leaving his room, he grabbed his Switch and some games because sleep was gonna be the last thing they did. When he got back on the elevator and reached the common room floor, the girls had also returned, but Ruji was the first to recognize he massive gains Izuku developed. Ruji, for real? What do they feed you here, bro? As the Phantom Thieves saw Izuku, they all remembered he was really slim, hardly any muscle, but now he was all muscle. Izuku, don't stare unless you got tickets to the gun show, he said while flexing and showing off his gains. Meanwhile, Makoto couldn't help but stare and drool slightly. Haru, Meiko-chan, you're drooling. Makoto herself had been broken out of her stupor and began to compose herself. Ruji, what you got there? Izuku, it's my Switch, we're gonna be playing some games. Ruji, hell yeah. Izuku had set up everything and went to go make some snacks for everyone, while his 1A classmates wanted to keep hanging out with the other Phantom Thief members. After some more time, Ruji had started up the Switch and loaded up Super Smash Bros. Momo, where does Morgana usually sleep? Morgana, anywhere really, just somewhere warm. Momo rolled her sleeve up and began to create something for Morgana. Meanwhile, the rest of the Phantom Thieves were in awe seeing something appear out of thin air. It was complete, a cat bed for Morgana that was warm and comfy. It also included a small blanket. Morgana immediately jumped in and began purring up a storm. Morgana, Lady Yaoyorozu, it's perfect, you have my gratitude. Momo, you're welcome, Morgana, and you can call me Momo. Izuku had come back with snacks for everyone so they could enjoy the evening. Izuku, who's ready to lose? Chapter 5 Thieves Meet the Princess. After the long night of playing Super Smash Bros., the Phantom Thieves had all slept comfortably until Izuku's alarm had woken all of them at 4 a.m. Izuku released Makoto from his embrace and sat up after dismissing the alarm, only to be met with a pillow to his face courtesy of Ryuji. As all Phantom Thieves looked at Izuku with an annoyed expression. Izuku, sorry I wake up at this hour to get my training done then shower for my school day. Then the rest of the team remembers that they were currently at UA and the possibility of Izuku still having classes during their visit. Rin, since we're all up now, let's have an early morning workout with Izuku and we'll ask Nizu or any other staff member what we can do until classes are dismissed. As they properly woke up and rolled up the futons, they went towards the respective bathrooms to change into workout gear. Upon getting to the gym, everyone had begun to do some stretches before doing any workout. Izuku, Ryuji, I got this for you. Ryuji, a full leg sleeve, thanks brother, I appreciate it. Izuku, this is no ordinary sleeve, this is made from special material that when you begin to feel pain the inside of the sleeve will cool down and provide more relief to the pain. Ryuji, for real? Izuku, yup, it's yours to keep. I had an acquaintance create the sleeve for you. In exchange I test their inventions. So when the morning stretches were complete, they all split doing different workouts. It varied from weightlifting, cardio, and sparring. Izuku, before we push ourselves in our workouts, I got a song to keep us pumped up. As the Phantom Thieves began their workout, they didn't know that Nizu and the staff were viewing them from security cameras and saw the Phantom Thieves getting their workout in. As the workout kept getting more intense and was worried about Ryuji but saw that his running form was returning to what it was before Kamoshida had broken his leg. Meanwhile, Mona was on a treadmill running at a good pace. Meanwhile, with Haru and Makoto, both of them decided to do a bit of weightlifting. Lastly, Rin and Izuku hopped into the boxing ring to go a round or two before hitting the showers. After a sparring session between Izuku and Rin, they stopped working out to check the time, only to see it was currently 6:30 a.m. Ryuji, damn, we had one hell of a workout. And I can't believe it's already 6:30 a.m. Izuku, time flies when you're keeping active. Let's hit the showers, then I'll make breakfast. Makoto, what kind of breakfast? Izuku, how does my grandpa's super fluffy pancakes sound? Ren, boss gave you the recipe? Izuku, yup, so let's hurry up. After getting clean from their workout, Izuku handed Ryuji another leg sleeve, one he'll use to work out and the other for everyday use. Upon arriving back to the dorms, they were met by all staff members of UA. Izuku, good morning everyone. Nizu, good morning Phantom Thieves. The other teachers were aware of the identity of Izuku and his friends since Nizu had explained to them. Ren, good morning sir, I was wondering if you'd have someone show us around while Izuku is in class. Nizu, not to worry Amamiya-kun, I'll be canceling classes so you all can spend more time together. I'd also love to request something. Ren, whatever it is, I'll do anything to help. Izuku shivered with nervousness since Nizu is highly unpredictable when requesting something. Nizu, I would love to see you and the Phantom Thieves in action. Is that something you can do? Ren turned to the rest of the team to discuss this since he couldn't just take the request without talking to the team. Ren, what do you guys think? Ryuji, I'd say we do it. He just wants to see us in action. And they were kind enough not to turn us away when we got here. Yusuke, this would make for a spectacular reunion of all of us fighting side by side. Makoto, I've got no objections. Haru, count me in. Mona, is this vote unanimous? Ren, we'll do it, but Izuku has to join in with us, he's one of us too. Nizu, I was hoping young Sakura would join in too. Izuku, I'm in. Now would you all like to join us for breakfast? Aizawa, what's for breakfast? Ren, coffee and Sojiro Sakura's super fluffy pancakes. Izuku, before anyone asks, Sojiro Sakura is my grandpa. As Izuku had Ren help him in the kitchen to make the coffee and pancakes, the aroma of both items was enough to wake the other students up. As Class 1A and UA staff enjoyed the breakfast, Aizawa remembered someone very important. Aizawa, problem child, make sure you have some set aside for her. Izuku, don't worry, I have 3 extra plates ready. Makoto, what does your teacher mean by her? Izuku, Remember that surprise I told you about a while back? Makoto, yes. She responded to Izuku suspiciously until everyone heard a small voice cry out, Papa, I'm home! In that moment they saw a little girl with white hair and red eyes and a small horn run to Izuku as he carried her. Izuku, well, I'd like to introduce you to our daughter Makoto. Ryuji, for real? Eri, hello, my name is Arie Sakura, nice to meet you. Izuku put her down gently, and told Arie he had the special pancakes she loved so much, which made her run to an empty spot to get ready to eat. Then Izuku walked up to Mandalay and thanked her for letting Arie go to Disneyland with Kota and her. Mandalay, it's no problem, Sakura-kun, it was thanks to her we got a lot of free stuff and she got to join the princess parade. Kota, yeah, they even let me build 3 lightsabers at Galaxy's Edge. They said a Jedi needs his weapon to protect the princess. The 3rd one I made for you. Izuku, thanks Kota, how about you join us for breakfast as a thank you? Mandalay, we don't want to impose. Nizu, it's alright, I called the other members of your team, they'll be here shortly, we're going to watch the Phantom Thieves make their comeback. Mandalay was shocked because she remembered the Phantom Thieves had vanished a while back, so now she became interested. With the Phantom Thieves. They were still shocked that Izuku adopted this adorable little girl, but then Haru broke them out of their shock. Haru, Mako-chan, looks like you became the first out of us girls to be a mommy. Meanwhile, Makoto ignored Haru's comment and was extremely happy, although her face didn't show it. Suddenly she felt someone tug her sleeve, which caused her to look down and saw Eri. Eri, hello miss, I'm Arie Sakura, and who are you? Makoto, I'm Makoto Naijima, I'm your daddy's girlfriend. Before she could introduce the rest of the team, Erie's eyes went wide and began to sparkle in joy and excitement. Eri, are you going to be my mommy? Makoto, yes I am. The little girl jumped onto Makoto's lap and began to embrace her tightly. And Haru Futaba, we're aunts. Ren Ryuji Yusuke, we're uncles. Mona, what does that make me? Eri, adorable kitty. Eri said as she gently showed affection to the cat. Chapter 6, Phantom Thieves Exam. After a delicious breakfast of pancakes and coffee courtesy of Izuku and Rin, once breakfast done, Niza had informed the rest of Class 1A that their lessons would be on hold and to report to Training Field Gamma to observe the Phantom Thieves make their comeback. As everyone headed to the testing site's observation room, the Phantom Thieves went into the Faux City. Then they realized that Mona was missing. Ren, where's Mona? Izuku, damn, Eri is probably still holding him. Observation room. Eri was still holding Mona. She was scared he would get hurt because he kept trying to make his way to the exam field. Aizawa, Eri, Morgana needs to be down there. Eri, he's gonna get hurt. Aizawa, he has a quirk that lets him transform. Eri, he does? She was curious, so she let him go, and right before her eyes he went from a quadruped to a bipedal cat who could talk. Mona, well Eri, I have to join your papa and mama, will be back soon. Eri, okay, be safe. She gave Mona one more hug before he climbed out of the window and landed with the team. The second Mona left, everyone heard doors open and turned around to see the top heroes present and the rest of Mandalay's team. Endeavor, why were we called Nizu? Miruko, yeah, I was itching to kick some villain ass. Ryukyu, calm down Miruko, there's gotta be a good reason. Nizu, well, I've called you in to bear witness the resurrection of a legendary team. Pixie Bob, what team is it? Nizu, the Phantom Thieves. All top heroes and other 3 members of the Wild Hussycats were in shock as they couldn't believe that the legendary team was found. Nizu, now pay attention to the screen. As all heroes looked at the screen and Miruko shouted, the Green Rabbit is a Phantom Thief. Ryukyu, that explains why during this sports festival he showed a higher level of skill compared to his classmates. With the Phantom Thieves. Mona, sorry for my delay, Eri was scared I'd get hurt. Izuku, sorry about her, she loves cats. Mona, no harm done. So what kind of challenge could we expect from Nizu? Izuku, expect the unexpected. Nizu is not to be taken lightly. If I bet money on this, he'll give us one hell of a challenge. Rin, Izuku's right, it has been a while since we worked together, but I know you all remember formations and attack patterns. Everyone just nodded. They all knew their jobs and what strategy worked best. The level of trust between themselves was extremely high while Izuku began throwing up hand signals which made the rest of the team understand. The hand signals Izuku used was a code they came up with, so during a palace infiltration no words were needed. In the observation room. Miruko, what the hell is the green rabbit doing? Nizu, he seems to be giving the team strategies, but I've never seen signals like this. Impressive. Back to the Phantom Thieves. Nizu, the exercise will begin in 2 minutes. Ren, alright guys, it's show time. As a loud horn sounded off, the Phantom Thieves were already in their battle attire. Izuku's Phantom Thief costume. Oracle, alright everyone, comms are open and I'll start scanning the battle zone. Joke, everyone back to back and stay vigilant. Oracle, no way. Knight Izuku, what's wrong Oracle? Oracle, we have a massive force approaching from all directions and on top of that I'm picking up people in need of rescue. Knight, it seems like Nizu is recreating our provisional license exam. You all know the drill, move out. In that moment Mona had transformed a second time, which was his vehicle form. Observation room. Denki, did the cat transform into a bus? Kirishima, for real? Back to exam. Without missing a beat, Ruji and Fox jumped inside of the Morgana Mobile and drove to the area with injured civilians. While Panther, Noir, Queen, Knight, Joker remain in the area where the swarm of enemies would surround them. Oracle was hovering above them to provide support. With Skull, Fox and Mona. Fox was behind the wheel while Skull was on the lookout for any injured civilians in the area. It wasn't until Skull had seen a child crying in front of a building that looked like it collapsed while debris pinned his leg. As the two got out and Mona kept watch in case of enemies, they approached the crying child and spoke to him while freeing his leg. Child, are you here to help me? Fox, we're here to bring you to the medical center. Now, do you have any serious injuries aside from the cut on your head? Child, my leg is broken. I was going to visit my grandpa and the earthquake hit. Skull, it's gonna be alright kiddo, I can make a makeshift splint to help you out until we get you to the medical center. Child, what about my grandpa? He could be hurt. Fox, if you know where he lives, we'll check on him and evacuate you both. Child, you two did amazing. Good job, heroes. The child broke character. He explained to them that he was an actor whose company was hired to play civilians in need of rescue. Fox, Skull and Mona kept asking Oracle to update them on any and all activities that involve rescue. They waited for orders at the medical center. Oracle, alright, you guys can rendezvous with the others now. As the trio was about to leave until a large explosion had caught their attention, giant robots and a group of armed soldiers with a killer whale leading them appeared. Skull, this is Skull. We got an army of robots and soldiers led by a killer whale. Knight, we're pinned down by Miruko, Endeavor and Ryukyu. Chapter 7 Phantom Thieves Exam Point 2. We leave off at the point when Skull, Mona and Fox separate and headed off to their mission. As Panther saw the Mona Mobile leave, she couldn't help but worry since Skull still has the pain from his injury, but she was brought back to the moment by Izuku. Knight, I know you're worried about Skull, but right now we all have jobs to do. Panther, right, sorry. At that very moment, multiple 3-point robots managed to ambush them by surrounding any opening to escape, but luckily Oracle had a special ability that could alter an enemy ambush to be an advantage for the Phantom Thieves. Joker, time for an all-out attack. As the team performed an all-out attack which eliminated all enemies in their surrounding area were swiftly dealt with. Although they wanted to aid Skull, Fox and Mona in the rescue efforts, but another wave of robots had begun to move onto their position again. Knight, Queen, want to help me thin out these tin cans? Queen, you know it. Johanna. Queen summoned her persona and both her and Knight had mounted said persona and drove away to outflank their incoming enemies. While Queen drove, Knight pulled out his weapon. They were dual blades. While the duo were riding along catching their enemy off guard, Knight was cutting the leg joints of the robot who were attempting an ambush the remaining team members. Once they all were kneeling, Joker again initiated their all-out attack. In the observation room. The members of the top 10 heroes who could attend were in awe of seeing how the Phantom Thieves were able to adapt in an instant. Endeavor, It appears that they all know their role and cover each other's weaknesses. Ryukyu, indeed, on top of that, Sakura-san seems to be the strategist of the team, and their leader must have complete faith in the plans. Before anyone else could comment, they heard a very impatient thumping as all heroes and students looked towards Maruko, who was making that sound. "Maruko, I wanna fight them," she declared with a somewhat feral grin on her face, which was scaring Arie and Kota a bit. "Maruko, the one I want to fight the most is the one driving that motorcycle carrying the green rabbit." Back to the Phantom Thieves. Knight and Queen had just finished taking down the robots that they went after. It was almost time for them to regroup with the other, including the rescue team, until two explosions went off simultaneously the moment Knight and Queen reached Joker. "Comms. Skull, this is Skull. We got an army of robots and soldiers led by a killer whale. Knight, we're pinned down by Maruko, Endeavor, and Ryukyu. Mona, any plans, tactical genius? Knight, Skull, use your strongest electrical spell and cause stun, then have Mona use his strongest wind spell to fly them over to us so you guys can regroup." Once communication had cut, the trio began to initiate the quick plan in order to regroup. Skull, Maziodine. When Skull landed his strongest lightning attack, all enemies in the surrounding area were hit with a paralysis status effect. That's when Mona used his strongest wind spell to launch the small army they faced off with. Mona, Magaradine. Mona's strongest wind spell had sent all of the paralyzed opponents flying toward the direction where Joker was. "Mona, come on you two, we gotta regroup with the others." Mona quickly turned into his vehicle form and drove back to regroup with the rest of their friends. As the trio were trying to rendezvous, multiple robots began to give chase, but Skull and Fox were sticking out of the windows and began shooting at their enemies. With Joker, Knight, Queen, and Panther were doing their absolute best to hold off Endeavor, Maruko, and Ryukyu. Luckily, Joker was able to cast Debilitate on the three pros, which caused them to weaken their attack, defense, and accuracy. In a fit of rage, Maruko had dashed at Queen and her attacks kept missing, which gave Queen an opening to counter. Before she could land a hit, she heard someone scream, "Look out!" Suddenly, Maruko and the other heroes were met with Gang Orca and his soldiers slammed into the team of Endeavor, Maruko, and Ryukyu, which caused them a down status. Oracle, alright team, go for it. Joker, time for an all-out attack. Once their unison attack had finished, an announcement had sounded off. Nizu, Gang Orca, and his men have been eliminated. The trial will end when all enemies have been eliminated. Fox, Mabufudine. Fox has taken the opportunity to cast his strongest ice spell and cause a freezing status effect, which caused Maruko and Ryukyu to be heavily affected and frozen. Endeavor was in awe how this legendary team had a great synergy with one another. Suddenly he could hear a cracking sound. Both Ryukyu and Maruko had thawed out and were ready to fight again. Joker, Knight, let's show Endeavor our show time. Knight nodded and knew it had been a long time since he and Joker did this move, but it made him feel at home again. Knight was leading the charge, but Joker landed a preemptive strike, making an opening for Knight to combo rush Endeavor, weakening him for Joker to land the finishing blow with his gun. Nizu, Endeavor has been eliminated. Hearing those words caused shock to run through Maruko and Ryukyu's bodies, as they were the last two standing. Queen, Noir, let's show Maruko our strength. Noir, I'll follow your lead. Queen led the charge with a lariat, followed by Noir's drop kick caused extra damage. Since Maruko is still hindered by Joker's Debilitate, she saw them run to opposite ends, jump on top of streetlights, and land a double elbow drop. Once the dust had settled, Maruko was unconscious and could no longer continue. Nizu, Maruko is unable to continue. In observation room. All present were in awe. They had witnessed the fall of Endeavor, Maruko, and Gang Orca. They all now knew how far ahead Izuku truly was. Shoto, Sakura is on his own league. Kaminari, you think they'd be willing to train us? Jiro, you mean learn to be Phantom Thieves? Kaminari, no, what I mean is for them to teach us their skills and tactics. Maybe it would level us up. Nizu had begun to consider what Kaminari had just brought up. If he wants the Phantom Thieves, he's gonna have to call in lots of favors. Back to the Phantom Thieves. Joker, Knight, Skull, Fox, Panther, Noir, Queen, and Oracle had Ryukyu cornered with no way out. Ryukyu, I surrender. Nizu, Phantom Thieves have successfully passed this test. When this test was announced over all, the Phantom Thieves were celebrating a job well done as they all powered down. Ryuji, hell yeah, this felt like old times. Rin, no doubt we still have the synergy. Yusuke, after this marvelous battle I've been struck with inspiration for my new artwork. Mona, I thought I was gonna have to give you all a refresher course on how to fight, but looks like you all did well. Meanwhile, the girls were celebrating just as much and began to plan a job well done party. Izuku just took a seat on the floor trying to catch his breath. Suddenly they heard clapping and a large number of people heading their way. Nizu, congratulations Phantom Thieves, you've impressed me and have surpassed my expectations. Rin, no, thank you for this Principal Nizu, it felt great to fight again. Nizu, come let's get the injured to Recovery Girl's office, afterwards we can get some lunch. Chapter 8. After the top pros were healed by the school nurse Recovery Girl, they met up with the rest of UA staff and 1A who were back at the dorms relaxing. Then the pro heroes who participated in the Phantom Thief exam had walked into the 1A dorms. Nizu, hello there. Endeavor, you Phantom Thieves are stronger than we anticipated. Maruko, we want a rematch sometime down the line. All the top pros shook hands with the Phantom Thieves, showing respect for the strength they have. Ryukyu, what did we miss? Izuku, not much. Kaminari, how did you guys train to get this strong? Morgana, we trained in mementos. Endeavor, what exactly is mementos? Izuku, it's the palace of the masses in short terms. Nizu, palace of the masses? So are there multiple treasures that have to be stolen? Rin, not exactly, this is a place where shadows roam, but people's shadows have strong desires, but they're not at the point where an individual palace can manifest. Endeavor, interesting, can you access this meta NAV now? Izuku, sadly no, the meta NAV was erased from our phones after defeating our last enemy who was able to change a person's cognition at will. Rumi, crazy, so who is the toughest enemy you fought in Mementos? Phantom Thieves, the Reaper was definitely the toughest. All the Reaper? Izuku, in Mementos we were trying to explore the whole place, and we stayed stagnant for 5 minutes while planning, but all of a sudden we heard chains rattling. Rin, there was also a feeling of death in the air, especially after it let out a bone-chilling cry. Yusuke, I have that creature seared into my memory, I couldn't sleep so I painted what it looked like. Everyone was left with a chill down their spine. This thing looked menacing. Arie and Kota covered their eyes a bit, but Arie remembered if she survived overhaul she could be brave and look at the painting. Katsuki, I bet any of the heroes could take it down no problem. Makoto, not to disrespect the heroes, but this thing had no weaknesses and it has a vast amount of spells to reduce your resistance to elemental attacks. Maruko, how'd you guys take it down? The Phantom Thieves looked down except Izuku, and everyone was confused why they looked down in guilt. Izuku, are you guys still hung up about that? Izuku took off his shirt, then revealed he wore a skin-tight undershirt that was the same shade of his skin tone, which upon removing a large scar on his chest was revealed. All might, young Sakura, have you had this scar all this time? Izuku, yeah, it was around the beginning of our second year of high school when we decided to train in Mementos. That's when we encountered the Reaper. Although we had the right spells and gear, it wasn't our day, and when we tried to flee, Joker was about to get attacked, but I shielded him from it. Ryuji, bro, you almost died, we were terrified. Izuku, had I not done that we all could have died. And, at least we are all safe now. Haru, that's right, let's not dwell in the past. Futaba, please, this is supposed to be a happy reunion. The guys didn't want to argue about the past, so they let that memory be just that, a memory. Everyone else saw this and knew this topic was a bit taboo now. Nobody else wanted to bring the mood down anymore, so Katsuki took that as a sign to change the topic. Katsuki, what did you do for fun during times you didn't train or weren't trying to take a palace down? All Phantom Thieves were happy someone didn't press the issues of their adventures in the Metaverse. Ryuji, we went to batting cages, karaoke, arcades, Big Bang Burger, the gym. Ren, we did things like all normal teens. Izuku, what about the jazz bar you took us all to? All what? Ren, yeah, the bar welcomed us as long as we didn't disturb the other patrons. Izuku, when we came in they also made us virgin cocktails, non-alcoholic drinks. There were special days when a singer performed live. Yusuke, ah, indeed those days were the ones that filled me with inspiration. And going in there made me feel more adult-like, but also I felt out of place. Izuku, you gotta admit it was fun. Izuku suddenly felt a tug on his pant leg. He looked down and saw Eri. Eri, Papa, can we have something to eat please? Everyone checked the time and noticed how late it had gotten. It was around 2:30 p.m. They were all shocked at how much time flies when listening to the Phantom Thieves. Izuku, sure princess, let's go see what lunch Rush can whip up. As everyone was about to walk to the lunchroom, Makoto stood in front of him and took Eri from him. Makoto, you've been able to carry Eri all you want, now it's my turn. Eri, I want mommy to carry me, Papa. Izuku, okay. Futaba, say cheese. The three were in a perfect pose that made them look like a little family. The couple didn't think anything about her action. Meanwhile, Futaba had sent the picture to Sojiro Sakura and Sei Naijima. Meanwhile, in Yanjanjaya, business was a bit slower than usual at LeBlanc. The only customer inside the small cafe was Sei Naijima. The two were having a chat until both their phones rang. Upon seeing the image and text, both adults were surprised. Sei was happy, but Sojiro was upset because his grandson didn't tell him about the angel. Sei, Sakura-san, would you care to take a trip to Yui with me? Sojiro, I would love to. Let's go see my great-grandbaby and your niece. Chapter 9, Meeting Great-Grandpa. Everyone was eating ramen made by Lunch Rush. The most adorable sight was Makoto feeding Eri, who had a large smile. Izuku was happy to have his friends with him there. Suddenly both he and Makoto had gotten sudden chills run down their spines. Rin, what's wrong you two? Izuku, I'm not sure, but it's the same feeling I got when Grandpa was mad at us. Makoto, I got the feeling that my big sister is gonna yell at me. While everyone was enjoying their food outside the gates of Yui, a sleek black car was parked which caught the attention of a staff member who had attended to them. Snipe, howdy partner, how can I help y'all? Sojiro, hello, I'm here to see my grandson if that's possible. Snipe, okay, and what about your lovely companion? Sei, I'm here to visit my sister who is visiting his grandson. Snipe, you must be guests of Izuku Sakura. Sojiro, yes we are. Snipe, please wait a moment so that I may call it in. Snipe pulled his radio and made the call to Nizu. Radio. Snipe, Nizu, we have two more visitors. One is a Mr. Sojiro Sakura, the other is a Ms. Najima. Nizu, I understand, have them drive up to the gate. The scanner will give them electronic badges. Radio end. Snipe, okay Mr. Sakura, please drive forward. The car will be scanned and you'll be provided with electronic badges to pass by security. Sojiro, thank you Mr. Snipe, forgive me sir, my hero name is Snipe. As Sojiro drove into the campus, he saw the camper van the kids asked him to borrow so they could visit Izuku. When he and Sei stepped out of the car, and we were met by a mouse, bear, cat being. Nizu, hello, welcome to my university, I am the principal Nizu. Sojiro, hello Principal Nizu, I'm Sojiro Sakura. Sei, my name is Sei Naijima, I'm a public defender and older sister of Makoto Naijima. Nizu, please come with me, everyone should still be eating in the cafeteria. As Nizu personally escorted Sei and Sojiro, the two new guests were listening to Nizu as he explained what facilities are offered at this university. Sojiro could now see why his grandson was so dead set on attending this university. Upon arriving at the cafeteria, Sojiro immediately spotted his grandson with Makoto, who were feeding his great-granddaughter. Futaba, Dad, Naijima-san? Izuku's head shot up as if he was caught doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing the moment his eyes locked with his grandpa, as he was holding Eri, hoping that he wouldn't get scolded. As the elderly man strolled up to his grandson, who was visibly shaking. Sojiro, why wasn't I informed of being a great-grandpa? Sei, Makoto, Izuku, why wasn't I told about being an aunt? Izuku, WWLYYUSSC. Everyone was shocked because they have never once heard Izuku stutter during all the time they knew him. Eri, please don't hurt my papa. Arie said with the biggest puppy dog eyes, and in an instant Sojiro had gotten a soft spot for the little girl, while Sae saw a young Makoto. Sojiro, sorry sweetie, but your papa didn't tell me I was a great-grandpa. The Phantom Thieves were all surprised that Sojiro had softened up that quickly. They all remember how strict he was with them. It took him time to warm up to them. Sojiro, so does your mother know about this little angel? Izuku, yes, but we were gonna surprise you when I had time off. From behind Sojiro's back pocket he pulled out 2 small books which he tapped Izuku's head with. Izuku stared at the little books. Sojiro, remember these? Izuku, you kept them? Izuku was handed a small book, and the other was handed to Rin. The two looked at the books, remembering their crazy 2 years. Arie, what's that, Papa? Izuku, well, Arie, in these little books your Uncle Ren and I are holding contain the story of the Phantom Thieves. Ren, in these books is the story of how we all met, became a team, formed bonds like family. Sojiro, I still think this story will be worth a lot of money one day. What do you have planned after this? Izuku, I'm not sure. Sojiro, well, if you'd like I'll take Arie out for the rest of the day. Se, you mean we will take her out? I need a chance to meet my adorable niece too. Arie, can I go, Papa? Izuku, sure, Arie. Nizu, not to worry, I'll assign a hero bodyguard to them if you're worried about their safety. Snipe, I'll volunteer. Nizu, seems like everything is settled. Arie, by Mama and Papa. Arie said, waving her hand as Sojiro, Se and Snipe set out to have a fun afternoon of shopping and having fun. Ruji, looks like a free day, how about we go into the city as well? Everyone looked at Ruji and agreed. The rest of the afternoon had amazing weather to be outside. Nizu, go on students, have a great afternoon, but please be back before curfew please. The Phantom Thieves and 1A had all left the campus to enjoy the rest of the day, but all split off into different groups. The girls went together to the mall, the boys went to the arcade. Meanwhile, Nizu was planning on granting the other Phantom Thieves scholarships to attend his university. He was also planning on tracking down a MS Kawakami who taught them, including any of their known allies. Chapter 10. It was around evening when Class 1A and the Phantom Thieves had returned to the dorms since they were given free time. The girls each had multiple bags of clothes and other things they bought, while the guys had bought snacks, pizza, and video games. Ruji, man, I can't believe I managed to score the last Marvel vs. Capcom fighting collection. Kirishima, Ruji bro, do you think we can have a turn at playing the game with you? Ruji, what are you talking about? Why do you think I bought it? Kaminari, wait, you bought it so we can all play? Ruji, damn straight I bought it because I thought we were all brothers now. All the 1A brothers were showing Ruji love for thinking about everyone, while Shoto seemed a bit out of place. Meanwhile, Yusuke had tapped his shoulder and handed him a bag with 2 orders of cold soba. Ren, Izuku told me you prefer traditional Japanese food, so I bought some for you in case you didn't want pizza. Shoto was shocked. Not only did they accommodate his preference, it felt like the first time someone other than his sister and brother Natsuo actually cared what he wanted. Shoto, thank you. Ren, no problem, let's join in the fun. Ruji set up the game while the guys began to eat a couple slices of pizza. As for the ladies, they were having a good time sharing gossip. Suddenly through 1A's dorms came Sojiro, Se and Snipe with a wide smiling Arie. Arie, we're home. All welcome back. As Sojiro put Arie down, she quickly ran to Makoto, Mommy, as Arie jumped into her arms as the two shared a hug. Makoto, did you have a good time with your auntie and great-grandpa? Arie, I did, and great-grandpa and auntie each bought me 2 new pretty dresses. Makoto, did you say thank you? Arie, I sure did, with a big hug and kiss. Sojiro, she's very well behaved and mannered. Se, we also got a lot of free hair accessories too. Sojiro, how about some coffee? Oh, yes please. Izuku, how about I give you a hand, Grandpa? Sojiro, like old times. The grandfather and grandson duo had made coffee for everyone and a special ice-cold chocolate drink for Arie. As everyone was enjoying their drinks until a sudden burst from their dorms happened. Who is making that amazing coffee? His voice sounded jealous and angry. It was none other than Class 1B Nieto Monoma who demanded to know why 1A was getting quote-unquote special treatment. Monoma, why do the scum of 1A get a personal barista? Alright old man, give me the best coffee you got. As the rest of 1B came racing in to prevent any fights from breaking out, but it was too late. Arie, don't yell at my great-grandpa. Monoma, shut up cursed child. Arie was self-conscious because of always being called a cursed child, but when small tears made their way down her face, she then heard gut-wrenching screams coming from the person who insulted her. Izuku had smashed his right fist on his face while Joker smashed through his left hook that completely shattered Monoma's jaw instantly. Makoto and Haru had done their showtime finisher which left the fool completely incapacitated. Izuku, you can speak all of me, but when it comes to my family and friends I'll make sure you'll end up in a coma. Class 1B students ran in and tried to get Izuku off of the useless leech known as Monoma, who learned his place in the world after being beaten savagely. Makoto, call my daughter a mistake again and see what happens. Monoma, you and what army? Phantom Thieves persona. The power from the Phantom Thieves personas was tremendous that it caused earthquakes, making UA the epicenter. All members of the Phantom Thieves were beyond angry that scum called Arie a cursed child. Joker, Knight, how about we make sure this useless trash suffer even more? Knight Izuku, I'm all for it. Once Monoma had fallen to the ground, 1B had now known not to buck with Class 1A nor the Phantom Thieves. Meanwhile, Class 1B were shocked that they were face to face with the Phantom Thieves. Ruji, I suggest you all leave now before your class is annihilated. The cold tone in Ruji was evident that he was not bucking around before 1B could collect their resident leech. All of UA's staff rushed into the dorm to ensure they were safe until they saw all of the Phantom Thieves personas manifested and saw there was a major problem. Nizu, what happened? Ochako, Sir Monoma called Arie a cursed child and he bucked around and found out. As the staff see Arie being comforted by the Phantom Thieves, they knew they were in the right. Nizu, Class 1B, take that filth away and wait in your dorms for punishment. 1B wanted to protest because the rest of them didn't do anything, but they have to accept punishment due to one of their own not learning to be a civilized human being. Once Arie's tears dried up, Sojiro decided to make one of Arie's favorite treats a candy apple. Sojiro, here you go sweetie, that clown won't hurt you anymore. If he does, we'll make sure to keep you safe. Arie, thank you great grandpa. Sojiro, well everyone, will see you tomorrow. Izuku, where are you staying tonight? Se, we ran into your mom and she offered us the guest rooms, so we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Nizu, I'll ensure to punish Monoma for his behavior, and Phantom Thieves, please know here at my university I don't tolerate this type of behavior. Chapter 11 Scholarships. It was the next day after Monoma had insulted both Sojiro and Arie and had his ass savagely beaten by the Phantom Thieves. Meanwhile, Class 1B were all anxious because they were all being punished for Monoma's actions. In the dorms of Class 1A, the thieves were sleeping in the common room while Arie was sleeping with Mona next to her mama and papa. Although Mona was the type to not like being held for too long, he would endure it because Arie was far more gentle than other kids and he hated seeing her sad. Izuku decided to sleep in this day so he could hold Makoto, although he kept an eye open on Arie so he could see how his daughter is doing. When Izuku opened his eyes, he saw her snuggling with Mona, who appeared like he didn't mind one bit. Suddenly the elevator doors and the door to the stairway had opened up, causing all Phantom Thief members to wake up. The Phantom Thieves seemed annoyed about being woken up, but the moment they saw Arie yawn and rub her eyes made them feel at ease again. Suddenly the dorms of 1A had opened up thanks to Kota Izumi, who was the nephew of Mandalay. Kota, good morning everyone. I'm sorry for showing up very early, but my aunt and her team were requested for rescue and asked if I could stay here. Izuku, it's okay buddy, let us clean up the area and we'll get the day started. After the Phantom Thieves got ready for the day, they began to wonder how much longer until Izuku had to continue classes. The doors to the dorm opened up again. This time it was Principal Nizu. Nizu, good morning everyone. All, good morning sir. Izuku, what brings you by this early sir? Nizu, I'm glad you asked young Sakura. I came here to deliver this. He had letters for Rin, Ruji, and Yusuke. Makoto, Haru and Futaba. As he had passed out the letters to them, they were all nervous, but upon opening the letters they were shocked. Ren, sir, are you sure? Izuku was confused until Makoto showed him her letter, and it was a scholarship to attend UA. All of them received similar offers. Yusuke, Nizu, sir, why offer me a letter? I'm an artist. Nizu, I want you all to attend a university. I'll hire whoever I need to in order to bring you all here, but there is another reason I want you all to attend. And what reason would that be, sir? Nizu, I do wish to make the Phantom Thieves a legitimate hero team. Everyone was shocked because of this. Nizu is willing to do anything to get the Phantom Thieves back in action. Ren, could you give us a moment to discuss this, sir? Nizu, of course, please let me know what you decide. Whatever you choose, I'll respect your wishes. Everyone in 1A was in shock. The revival of the Phantom Thieves could become a reality. It was quiet, but before anyone could tell them to take the offer, Izuku spoke up. Izuku, could everyone give us some privacy to discuss this? Eri, take Koda and go play. I'll come get you when we're done. Ruji, Eri, take the Switch. You two can play Mario Kart together. Eri, thanks Uncle Ruji. Come on, Koda. The two children left, and then Morgan went into his Phantom Thief form. Mona, let's talk about this. I know you all have your own dreams, but I want to know what you all are going to do. Yusuke was deep in thought. His passion was art, but he loved working with everyone. It brought him inspiration. Ruji loved running, but this was a massive chance to help people again. And was in a fashion designer school, but she loved the team more than anything. Makoto thought the hero life would possibly be better, and there could be a chance the police might be corrupt, so she could probably do an undercover investigation. Although Ren was back home, the things Masayoshi Shido did to his reputation still followed him even though he was declared innocent. Haru still had the dream of one day opening a coffee shop, but if she could help people like before, plus the money from her share she would get from being a hero could help fund her shop. Futaba wasn't sure what to do, although she submitted thesis papers on cognitive science, but nobody was taking her seriously. Ren, I'm going to take the offer, Ren had said, breaking the silence. He wasn't sure what to major in, and even if he could get a job, there was no guarantee that he'd get hired due to what happened long ago. Ruji, I'm with you, Ren. I just wanted to run again, but maybe this opportunity presented itself for a reason, and by being a hero I can help my mom live comfortably. Yusuke, count me in as well. The Phantom Thieves have become my inspiration, so let us continue where we left off. Haru, with our earnings as heroes I can use my pay to fund my coffee shop. I'll call it the Thieves' Den. Futaba, I'm in. Nobody will listen to me about my cognitive science research, so this is the next big thing. Makoto, this is for justice, so I'm in. And I won't allow those who need a voice go unheard. Mona, are you all sure this means you all have to pick up and move here? The group was sure this is what they wanted. A major opportunity like this won't come to them again. As they all stood up to find Principal Nizu, they didn't have to search far because he had walked in with Sojiro, Inko, and Sae. Inko, good morning everyone. Izuku, Mom, what are you doing here? Inko, I came to visit you, my grandbaby, and my future daughter-in-law. Sae, I came to see Snipe. Sae said with a slight blush since she enjoyed his presence the day before. All the thieves were smiling, hoping to tease her a bit. Ren, Nizu, sir, we've come to a conclusion. Sojiro, what are you talking about, kid? Futaba, Dad, Nizu offered all of us scholarships to come here and make the Phantom Thieves a legitimate hero team. Sojiro, what have you decided? Futaba, we're all taking the offer. Sojiro, you have my blessing, Futaba. Izuku, make sure you watch over everyone, and remember, should you face an enemy you can't win against, there's no shame in retreat. Izuku, understood Grandpa. I'll make sure everyone is safe, I swear. Nizu, well, if you're all going to be students, I'll hire the greatest fashion designers, physical therapists, art teachers, any staff you need to make sure you accomplish your dreams. Ren, thank you, sir, we appreciate the opportunity, and we won't let you down. Nizu, Izuku, can you assemble your class so that they greet their new classmates? Once everyone was assembled in the common room, Nizu made the announcement, and everyone cheered. Arie had the biggest smile since her mama would be staying. Ren, I believe we should all head home and collect our things so we can officially start our time here. Everyone agreed, so the thieves had hopped into the camper so they could head home and collect their things. Nizu, I contacted all moving companies near where you live. Just tell them Nizu of UA called. Mr. Sakamoto, I'll also provide a home in the area for your mother, as well, so you won't have to worry about her. Ruji, thank you, sir. I promise to do my best and make sure you won't regret offering this opportunity. The thieves said goodbye for now and will return when that have collected their belongings. Chapter 12 New Beginning. The Phantom Thieves had left UA so they could collect their things from their former schools so that they could begin their new lives at UA. Arie was sad, but her mama told her that she'd come back soon. It was then that Ren asked Arie to watch Morgana while they went to collect their things. Suddenly multiple vehicles had pulled up in front of UA University. When Izuku saw the people who got out of their cars, he was excited to reunite with these people. Izuku saw Sadeo Kawakami, Ichiko Ohaya, Yuki Mishima, Tei Takami, Munehisa Iwai, Kaoru Iwai. Izuku stood at the entrance of UA to greet them, and when they saw his face they all looked happy to see Izuku again. Izuku, welcome to UA. Kaoru, big bro, how have you been? Izuku shared a hug with Kaoru as the young man was happy to see Izuku again since they met when Izuku lived in Young-Jaya. After breaking the hug, Izuku had shook hands with everyone else. Munehisa, damn kid, you made it to the hero school. That's one hell of an accomplishment. Izuku, thanks. How has the shop been? Munehisa, slow as hell. Not a lot of kids are enthusiasts like you and Ren were. Kawakami, Sakura-kun, any idea why we received letters from here? Ohaya, yeah, I'm confused why UA wanted me. Kaoru, I'm getting a scholarship and Dad is getting a job offer. Takemi, so Guinea-pig number 2, would you care to tell us why we're here? Nizu, hello, I can answer that. My name is Nizu, the principal of this university. Suddenly the three women let out high-pitched screams. This caused the rest of Class 1A rush outside ready to fight off any threat. Mona, it's showtime night, what's the situation? Morgana said as 1 second he was next to Arie, the next in his Phantom Thief form, ready to help in the fight, which coincidentally caused the women of the group to scream and shout, Monster Cat. Mona, why does everyone call me that? Mona had said, feeling sad that whenever someone sees his thief form they automatically call him a monster. Suddenly a small hand was on his back. He saw Arie, who was comforting the poor cat. The three women began to calm down. Then 2 more staff members had walked out. It was Eraserhead and All Might. Eraser, who is screaming right now? Then Aizawa saw more people and then remembered what Nizu promised if the Phantom Thieves had accepted the scholarships to UA. Eraser, hello, I'm Shota Aizawa, also known as Pro Hero. Eraserhead, our principal has extended job offers and scholarships because you all are known confidants of the Phantom Thieves. Mishima, how can you be so sure? Nizu, when Izuku's friends arrived here they told us about Kamoshida. I was immediately pieced this together with other events in which the Phantom Thieves were a part of. Now allow me to show you my university, and see if you're willing to join my staff. Izuku, Mishima, this could be the revival of the fan site. Everyone was wondering what Izuku meant about the fan site. Tokoemi, Sakura-san, what exactly is the fan site? Izuku, the fan site was a web page that our friend Mishima created where people posted serious issues for the Phantom Thieves to solve. Let's go hang out while Nizu shows them the campus. Everyone was back inside 1A's common rooms watching TV when a news report had interrupted their show. News. Reporter, breaking news, we're here in downtown Mustafa where the villain known as Muscular is on a rampage. He has the WWPC hostage. Muscular, bring me Izuku Sakura, the hero in training known as Dikairu. Everyone started staring at Izuku, who got up and was about to head out when he heard a voice. Mona, care for some backup? Izuku, let's roll then. The two ran outside and Mona instantly transformed into the Phantom Mobile so they could reach downtown faster. Once inside the Phantom Mobile, Izuku pulled his phone out, called Ren to let him know about the situation. Ren, Izuku, we're 15 minutes away from the incident, we'll give you backup. Izuku, I appreciate it. Looks like today is the day the Phantom Thieves make their grand return and official debut as a hero team. When Izuku and Mona arrived downtown, Muscular was holding Tiger hostage, threatening to kill him if Dikairu didn't show up. From opposite ends, Izuku and Mona had spotted Ren, Haru, Ruji, and Futaba and Makoto. Muscular was about cave in the skull of tiger when suddenly a green blur had dropped kicked him in the face. Izuku, here I am Muscular. Muscular, now I can kill you. Rin, not so fast. Muscular saw Rin and the rest of the thieves walk toward them. People were telling Rin and the others to run away, but they were in for a shock of a lifetime. Muscular, who the hell are you? Ruji, we're the Phantom Thieves of Hearts. Rin, we're here to kick your ass. It's show time. All around the world people were shocked to see the Phantom Thieves are back and ready to take action. Back at UA. The confidants of the thieves were in awe as the truth was being seen live on TV. They were helping the thieves and didn't even know it. Chapter 13 Thieves vs. Muscular. Tension was high, and everyone around them were left speechless as the Phantom Thieves had just made their debut in front of the world. Muscular, so you're all ready to die? Knight Izuku, you're the one who will fall. Joker, want to take the lead, Knight? Knight, I'd be honored to do so. Joker, let's go. Knight and Joker had launched the assault first, leading with their Showtime combo. Although it seemed like the attack had caused significant damage, but Muscular had increased his muscle mass, which halved the attack's strength. Panther Agi. Panther had cast a weak fire spell to prevent more destruction to the city. Luckily, the weak fire spell had managed to inflict burn on Muscular. Mona had taken advantage of the status effect and cast his wind spell Garo, causing a down as Muscular couldn't stand. The thieves had lined up and unleashed an all-out attack. Muscular stood back up and charged a punch. It was aimed at Queen. Before the attack made contact, the punch was parried by Knight and was furious and began an endless combo. Knight Starburst Stream. As Knight slashed every muscle fiber Muscular tried to make, it was no use. The civilians who were still in the area were in awe. Upon witnessing Muscular, an A-rank villain, being decimated by the Phantom Thieves with ease while this was going on, Skull and Fox had pulled Tiger to a safe zone so he could recover. Having downed Muscular again, Queen and Noir decided it was time for their Showtime combo, although it might not be enough, but the damage build-up should help. As the fight was being broadcast throughout the city, many people had begun to cheer for the Phantom Thieves. Meanwhile, some heroes were upset since they weren't getting any glory but were planning to arrest them after taking Muscular down. When Skull and Fox rejoined the battle, Skull had used his strongest physical skill, God's Hand, to land a monstrous attack on a weak Muscular. Fox then froze Muscular with the ice spell Diamond Dust. The team were trying to catch their breath, although their guard was up. Multiple heroes surrounded them trying to arrest them. Darth Arms, freeze Phantom Thieves, you're all under arrest. Kamui, now surrender and we won't have any problems. Although Izuku was about to pull his license out, the frozen status of Muscular had worn off, and there was no time when Kamui Woods and Death Arms turned around, saw Muscular grab their heads and crushed both their skulls. The Lady Thieves were slightly afraid because this is the first time they've ever witnessed something so brutal. Knight, we're all here, don't be afraid. Joker, Izanagi no Okami. Joker, Myriad Truths. As the persona Izanagi no Okami had unleashed a violent attack that left Muscular unconscious, but as Izuku approached the dead bodies of Kamui and Death Arms to grab the quirk-canceling handcuffs. Knight, I'm sorry we couldn't save you. As he walked towards Muscular, he noticed his hand twitch, but before anything happened, Skull had used his weapon and bashed his head into the asphalt to knock him out again. Knight, I've got the handcuffs. As Muscular was handcuffed, a round of applause was slowly building up until the people began to chant Phantom Thieves. Although the team was exhausted, their fatigue went away because Oracle had cast Midorama, a healing spell. Suddenly the people's chanting stopped when Endeavor had made it to the scene. The citizens were ready to defend the Phantom Thieves, but they were surprised at what happened next. Endeavor, good job Phantom Thieves, we'll take it from here, you've all earned a rest. We'll inform you about the funeral for Kamui and Death Arms. Welcome to the hero world. A large number of Endeavor's sidekicks had begun to remove debris so that traffic could continue. Rin and Ruji, Makoto, Haru, Futaba and Yusuke had returned to the moving vans and told Izuku they'd meet at UA. Knight, well Mona, time to head back to UA, can you transform? Mona, I got you. As Izuku drove the Mona Mobile back to UA. This would be a new beginning for the Phantom Thieves, and now Izuku was ready for this new life. Upon reaching UA, news reporters swarmed the front gate, while Mona transformed back into his bipedal form. The duo snuck inside. When they made their way to the dorms, the two were greeted and praised. Izuku then noticed Ohaya taking notes, and Mishima talking to her about PR and marketing. 10 minutes later, the rest of the thieves had arrived and informed Izuku about the sea of reporters that are in front of UA. Nizu, not to worry, Ms. Ohaya, can you please come with me? Ohaya, yes, sir. Mishima, the fan site is back up and running. I look forward to helping you guys out again. Ruji, we look forward to working with you too, Mishima. Outside with Nizu. Reporter, Nizu, how long have you had the Phantom Thieves at your university? Reporter 2, we'd like an interview with the team. Reporter 3, are they officially heroes? Nizu put his paw up and the crowd went silent. Many knew that nobody disrespects or bucks with Nizu. Nizu, I'll hold a press conference with the Phantom Thieves in 3 days' time. I hope you all can understand. Reporter, we understand, but who is the woman next to you? Nizu, this is Ichika Ohaya. She will be in charge of UA's brand new journalism class and club. I'm hiring new staff members that aren't in the hero industry, and will begin to offer new courses here at UA soon. I will see you all in 3 days' time. Chapter 14: The Interview. 3 days had passed since the Phantom Thieves had made their major debut as provisional licensed heroes, but today was a very important day. On this very day, the Phantom Thieves will be in front of reporters answering questions. Ignore Aizawa and Vlad. At the table sat the Phantom Thieves and Nizu, while among the reporters Ichiko Ohaya was there to make sure she could be the only truthful reporter among snakes who could potentially ruin this new hero team. Nizu, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today on this special occasion where we celebrate the official debut of the Phantom Thieves of Hearts. As camera flashes had gone off, more reporters had more questions to ask. Once the flashing lights died down, one reporter had his hand raised. Nizu, yes, you, sir. Reporter 1, what caused you all to form in the first place? We'd like to know your origin. Skull, we formed the team because all of us have faced an injustice that caused our rebellious spirits to manifest our power. All reporters present began jotting down their origin, hoping to report on the Phantom Thieves immediately. Reporter 2, what can we expect out of the Phantom Thieves becoming a legal hero team? Knight, we'll become the voice of the forgotten. That's what we stood for, and we will still stand for that sole reason. Camera flashes went off again. More and more reporters had begun to think questions to ask this team of heroes. Reporter 3, will you all be limelight heroes or underground heroes? Noir, we plan to help all in need regardless of being needed in the day or night. One reporter was feeling malicious and remembered the death of Kamui Woods and Death Arms. This reporter wanted to paint the Phantom Thieves. Reporter 4, as the Phantom Thieves, were you happy that 2 heroes who attempted to arrest you died? Cameras began to flash as the press wanted to know their feelings about the death of 2 heroes. The spotlight was on the Phantom Thieves as none of them addressed the situation until Knight took a stand. Knight, it's with a heavy heart that couldn't save Kamui Woods and Death Arms. They were 2 heroes who didn't deserve the death they were given. Reporter 4, would you have surrendered to Kamui Woods and Death Arms if you had been caught using your quirks without licenses? All reporters were now invested in what appears to be a clown attempting to blame the Phantom Thieves for the death of 2 heroes. Joker, sir, for your information, the Phantom Thieves are provisional licensed heroes beginning 2 days before the attack of Muscular. The Phantom Thieves pulled out their provisional license in order to prove Joker's statement to be true. While news station camera crews zoom in on all the licenses to broadcast it to the world. Reporter 4 was not expecting that. He was overconfident, thinking he could trip up the Phantom Thieves. So the reporter did what anyone who has been humbled has done: bow his head in shame. Ohaya, I want to ask, who is the leader of the Phantom Thieves? What are your roles? Many of the press were now interested because they weren't sure who played what role. This is where the press had to pay close attention. Joker, I'm Joker, the leader. Skull, I'm Joker's right-hand man. The name is Skull. Knight, I'm Knight, the team strategist. Panther, I'm the group's synergist. I provide buffs for the team. My name is Panther. Queen, I'm Queen, the team advisor. Fox, I go by Fox. I create the calling card for the team. Oracle, I'm Oracle, the team's navigation specialist. Noir, I'm Noir. I specialize in sabotage. I debuff all opponents to make the battles easier. Mona, team's trainer, taught them everything I know. My name is Mona. Joker, our final member Violet was unable to meet up due to some urgent matters in her personal life. She's our free-running specialist/teacher. Ohaya, can we please get a picture for the cover of tomorrow's news? A/N, put Izuku standing in between Queen and Noir. As the team had gotten ready for their group photo and suddenly a banner dropped, it was the logo used on their calling card. Below it was their motto, "Take your heart." At that moment the Phantom Thieves had their pictures taken by every media outlet. Nizu, this concludes our press conference. The Phantom Thieves will be in action. Meanwhile, in a small town of Inaba. Yo, did you guys just see what I saw? Yeah, we did. Their persona users too. Shall we go investigate? I say we go. I bet it will be very terrific. Looks like that the investigation team is making a comeback. At the same time at Tatsumi Port Island. During a class reunion, members of the old team SES had just watched the news and saw everything from the fight with Muscular to the press conference. Let's link up with them, maybe we can learn something? This group may have information that we don't. Maybe they know of a way to bring leader home. All I'm hearing is road trip. Let's pack and get ready, maybe we'll get any info they have. Chapter 15 Pool Day. The Phantom Thieves interview went well and ratings for every news station were through the roof except for the station where the malicious reporter worked for. Thanks to that man's actions, his news station lost credibility and viewers. Since the weather seemed nice, everyone was bored with nothing to do. Izuku wanted to make sure his friends had fun. He got up and went to the teacher lounge to speak to Aizawa, who was showing Kawakami and Eri the ropes about their new job, while Mishima was working on a computer updating and giving the fan site a revamp. Aizawa, problem child, what's wrong? Izuku, I wanted to ask if we can use the pool for a fun day since the weather is nice out. Aizawa, sure, I got no problems. Eri, hey kid, do you think Kaoru can join in? He's home fixing up our new apartment. Izuku, sure, no problem. When Izuku left the teacher lounge, the teachers thought about enjoying the pool too. Upon returning to the dorms, everyone was bored out of their minds. Ruji, anybody got an idea on what we can do? All no. Izuku, hey, I asked Aizawa-sensei, he's letting us use the pool, how about a pool party? When Izuku mentioned pool party, everyone rushed to their rooms to get into their swimsuits. Izuku made sure Class 1A showed the thieves how to get to the pool. Eri was given a school swimsuit that was given to her by Momo. Izuku approved of it since he didn't want Eri wearing two-piece swimsuits. Meanwhile, Izuku went to change while the others went to start having fun. Izuku had finished changing and arrived to the pool. He saw Makoto teaching Eri to swim. Mono was under a shady spot that was made for him by Momo. Ruji, Izuku, you finally showed up, man, come on, jump in. Izuku, alright, give me a second. Izuku took his shirt off and heard Ruji shout, "What do they feed you here?" Then cannonballed into the pool only to emerge from the water. Makoto was drooling since this is the first time she had seen how toned his body was. While Makoto was distracted and had taken Eri's hands and continued to teach her to swim. Eri, Papa, Mama, look, I'm swimming. Makoto had broken out of her lustful stupor and saw Eri swimming like a natural. Makoto, that's my princess, now swim to Mama. Although Eri could swim, they made sure she stayed in the shallow end of the pool so she wouldn't drown. Suddenly the doors opened up and everyone saw Aizawa, Kawakami, Eri and Kaoru walk into the pool. Aizawa, I thought us teachers would enjoy the pool too. Eri, we brought a grill and 2 coolers, one full of drinks, the other has meat for a barbecue. Kaoru and Mishima felt out of place until Izuku had waved them over as if he said, come join us. While the 2 newcomers were still nervous, they were treated with a warm welcome. Kaoru, Ren, Izuku, I hope you've both been well since we last hung out. Ren, it's been hard due to the negative stigma that stayed with me even after I was declared innocent. To my parents it felt like I was nothing more than a burden. It shocked everyone to hear Ren speak so vulnerably since he was the Phantom Thieves leader, but Izuku put his hand on his shoulder. The 2 could speak volumes to one another without words. It was as if Izuku said, I'll carry the burden with you. Izuku, leaving young Jaya was hard, but me and Mom had to. I missed my friends and girlfriend. Coming to UA and meeting my classmates felt like back home. Now that the thieves are together, there's nothing breaking us up again. UI, yo, the grub's ready. Everyone got out of the water and lined up to get a burger and hot dog. Meanwhile in Inaba. Yosuke, let's go guys, I want to know if the Phantom Thieves are the real deal compared to us. Teddy, I bet Sensei has a poem. Chie, let's go, that biker Phantom Thief can teach me something, she looks like she's a martial artist. Yukiko, I want to meet them, maybe one of them has some good jokes. Naoto, I'm interested in poking the minds of these Phantom Thieves. Kanji, what are we waiting for, let's leave then. We're leaving already, Rise told me she's already over there since she had a performance at Tatsumi Port Island. Mitsuri, I hope everything and everyone is ready. Akihiko, I'm ready, maybe one of these Phantom Thieves wants to go a round or two with the champ. Ken, Sanada-san, let's meet them first before challenging someone to a fight. Koromaru, arf arf. Junpei, maybe these thieves have answers for us about Nyx, maybe we can try and rescue our leader. Yukari, I hope so, Junpei leader means the world to all of us. Aegis, please let us head out, maybe our answers will be solved and we can learn more about how to bring leader home. Back at UA. Class 1A and some teachers decided to enjoy a pool day. After enjoying some burgers and hot dogs, everyone waited 30 minutes before swimming. Eri, Mommy, I love your hair, can we cut mine to make it match yours? Makoto wasn't sure what to say, although she seemed flattered that Eri wanted to look like her. She didn't want to agree without consulting Izuku. Izuku, I don't see why not. If you and Eri want a mommy-daughter day, go for it, I'll pay for it. Makoto, are you sure? Izuku, I am. Eri, thank you, Papa. Suddenly Izuku felt his arm being tugged aggressively. He turned and saw it was Mina. Look, she said in an excited tone. Eri and the thieves looked to where she pointed. They all saw Aizawa and Kawakami were having a very engaging conversation. Eri, does that mean Uncle Kitty is falling in love? Eri whispered into Izuku's ear and he just responded with, I'm not sure. The rest of Wano were surprised that he was showing more interest into the new teacher.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.